Hey everyone, today we have another Mocha flow. These are classes that blend the sweet and the slow, just like the chocolate from a mochaccino, and the energetic and the strong, which is kind of like the coffee. And in particular, we're focusing on inversions today. Now, inversions don't need to be just the headstand and the handstand. It can be as simple as a standing forward fold or a down dog or a bridge where the head is below the heart. This is a short form version of a longer 60-minute class in our Patreon account. So if you really did love this practice, then we go into asana in a little bit more depth. We do play around with some of those bigger inversions like the headstand, like the wheel pose. We even practice forearm wheel. So if this is something that you're interested in, then I'll leave the link for that down below. Let's get started on our backs today. And if you wanted to bring in a bolster or a pillow, then please feel free to. We're not going to be down on our backs for too long, but it's just a nice way to ground. Bring the bolster or block or pillow underneath your hips and then roll down onto your back. You might start with your feet closer towards you, or you might have your feet extended out long. Elevating the hips slightly, getting a bit more extension through the front of the hip joint as well as extending the spine. And just feeling this very subtle inversion here where the heart is slightly above the head. One of the really beautiful benefits of inversions is that it helps to shift perspectives, kind of flip things upside down. And there's a quote by Marcel Proust which goes along the lines of, the journey of discovery isn't about seeing new landscapes, but seeing with new eyes. And that quote really resonated with me because it just shows that it's all about how we frame things in our mind that determines what we see on the outside. So let's consider this theme as we explore poses, asanas today, which help us shift perspective. Let's breathe into the belly. Breathe into the ribs, breathe up into the chest. Slow breath out through the nose. Relax the face, relax the hips and the shoulders. Let's go one more breath like this. And keep the hips stacked on top of the bolster, but slide your knees towards your chest, hugging hands on top of the shins. You might notice it's a little easier to hug your knees in towards the chest. If you don't have the bolster or you don't want it underneath your hips anymore, you can just remove it and do this lying down on your back. Maybe there's a little rock from side to side. Using your hands. I should mention you should put your feet down onto the ground, lift your hips up, move the bolster with your hands out from underneath your hips and then push it to the front of the mat. Grab the hands behind the back of your legs, roll yourself up. Sweep your feet around, let's come down onto our belly. Just taking these first few postures a little slower, feeling a bit more supported with the props. So you want the pillow or the bolster kind of underneath your ribs and bring your elbows forward. You can be a little bit more passive here and just let the head dangle down, maybe the hands stuck underneath the head. If you felt like a bit more activeness, you could push the forearms down into the ground for Sphinx pose or Salamba Bhujangasana, supported cobra pose. If you are taking this option, imagine your toes being pulled to the back of the mat. Someone's got your ankles and they're pulling you away. Squeeze your glutes. Draw the shoulder blades back. Lift up through the heart. Soften the eyebrows. Relax the lips. If you did feel like a little more, you could push into your hands, lifting the elbows off the ground for an extended cobra shape, helping to get a bit more extension through the back body. One more breath. Roll yourself down, slide your hands by your ribs, push up into child's pose. Knees down, hips back, maybe arms reaching forward, or maybe hands underneath the head. You can stay here or you can find puppy pose, lifting the hips on top of the knees. And if you've got the bolster, you're more than welcome to bring your hands up onto it. It's going to make it a little bit more challenging for the shoulders, or you can have the hands down on the ground. Just drop your head, your heart in the direction of the ground. Breathing into the side of the ribs, helping to create space through the thoracic spine. As you exhale, feeling the heart pull a little lower to the ground. One more breath. Cat pose, walk your hands back towards you, hands under shoulders, breathe in, breathe out, round the upper back. Tuck the chin in towards the chest. Come back through a neutral spine. Move the bolster off to the side. Hands forward slightly. Let's tuck onto our toes, lift the hips up and back. Downward facing dog. Feeling the head below the heart. Maybe you shake out the head, no, not a yes. Really relaxing the neck. Noticing what you can see behind you. Is there something that you haven't noticed before? If you haven't already, maybe you peel out your feet, moving the heels up and down. And then finding a moment of stillness where you press the fingertips down, lifting the hips up high, tilting your pelvis forward to help lengthen through the lower spine. Bend your knees, look forward, step your right foot in between the hands, left knee comes down, Anjaneyasana. Breathe in as you lift your arms up high. Open the chest. As you exhale, sink your hips forward. Breathe in, bring your hands outside your front foot, tuck your back toes. As you exhale, step forward, Uttanasana, forward fold. Hold here. Chin towards the chest, bend your knees so that your belly Press a little closer to the thighs. Maybe hands are behind the back of the legs. Just encouraging the sense of closure, of connectedness between upper body and lower body. Release the arms, take a slow roll up through standing. Once you get to the top, breathe in as you lift your arms up to the sky. As you exhale, dive it forward. Halfway lift, breathe in. Exhale, hands down, step your right foot back. Right knee comes down, Anjaneyasana again. Breathing in. Breathing out. Hips forward, arms up. Frame out your front foot, breathe in, tuck your back toes. As you exhale, step back, downward facing dog. Roll forward into a plank position. Hold here. You could be on your knees or your toes. We're going to stay here for a couple of breaths. Push the floor away from you, puff up through your upper back. Spine is long. Shift your weight forward on your breath in. As you exhale, shift your weight back. Drive your heels to the back of the mat. Shift your weight forward, breathe in. Shift your weight back. 2 more. So the only thing moving here is the ankles, as well as the shoulders, but the movement's coming from the ankle joint. Shift your weight forward, breathe in. Really slow, lower down to your belly. Tuck the elbows in through your chaturanga. Once you get down, come into cobra, breathing in, lifting up. Exhaling, coming down. Push up, downward facing dog. Step your left foot through. Left knee on top of the ankle, right knee comes down, breathe in, lift the arms up. Exhale to hold. Frame out your front foot, breathe in, tuck your back toes. As you exhale, step forward, forward fold. This time we go straight up, breathe in, lift the arms up, push your feet down. As you exhale, dive forward. Halfway left, breathe in. As you exhale, hands down, step your left foot back, left knee comes down, breathe in, lift the arms up. Breathe out to hold. Maybe there's a little bit more of a back bend. Frame out the foot, breathe in, lift the back knee. Exhale, step back, downward facing dog. Breathe in, roll forward. Hold here for your exhale. Take another breath in, shift your weight forward. 5 count lower, bend the elbows. Option to come halfway. Cobra or upward facing dog, rolling forward on your breath in. And then as you exhale, downward facing dog again. Ardha Mukha Svanasana. Take a breath in through the nose. Take a breath out through your nose. Let's try that one more time a little faster. Bend your knees, look forward, right foot forward, breathe in, Anjaneyasana. Exhale, hands down, step forward. Forward fold, tuck your chin in. Roll up through standing, round the back, breathe in, arms up. Exhale, dive it forward. Halfway left, breathe in. Exhale, hands down, step your right foot back. Right knee comes down, breathe in, lift the arms up. Exhale, hands down, step back, downward facing dog. Roll forward, breathe in. 1 chaturanga push-up. If you don't want to do it, just stay up on your plank. Otherwise, lower halfway. Push back up, breathe in. 5 count lower, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Your back bend of choice, breathe in. Exhale, downward facing dog. Left foot forward. Right knee comes down, breathe in, lift the arms up. Exhale, step forward, Uttanasana, forward fold. Rise up through standing, breathe in. Dive it down, hip below the heart. Halfway lift, breathe in. Breathe out, hands down, step your left foot back, left knee comes down, breathe in, arms up. Exhale, hands down, step back, down dog. Roll it forward, breathe in, last vinyasa here. Optional push-up, lower halfway. Inhale, press back up. 5 counts, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pull through your back bend of choice, breathe in. Bring your knees down, sink your hips back, child's pose. Maybe you stay here. Another option is for dolphin pose. If you're taking that option, you'll come into downward facing dog. It just helps to open the shoulders a little bit more. You'll bring elbows down to the ground, forearms parallel with each other. And you're thinking about lifting your hips up high, shifting the chest towards the thighs. Bend your knees a little more here to help lift the hips up higher. Shoulders away from the ears. One more breath. And then we'll all come into our downward facing dog. Okay, we're going to have a little play with some other inversions on our back. To get there, let's make our way forward. Step your feet outside your hands, come into a squat. Hips in line with the knees. Chest is lifted, arms reaching forward. Breathe in, lift the arms up, lift the heels off. As you exhale, keep the chest lifted as you lower down. Heels stay off the ground for one more moment. Can you lift them a little higher off the ground? Then lower your heels down, hips down. You can use your hands there if you need, and then roll onto your back. So once you come down, we've got 2 options. We're only going to practice our back bends once. If you're feeling a little more mellow, maybe go for a bridge. That could be supported with the bolster underneath your hips, or maybe you go for an active bridge. I'll also provide the option for wheel. Let's all start with our feet hip width distance. If you're an active bridge, hands by the sides, lift your hips up, squeeze the glutes. If you're going for wheel, you'll take your hands behind your shoulders, fingertips towards you. Now, because we haven't warmed up into this heat, you might just start by coming onto the crown of the head so that the eye gaze looks away. And you might say here today, if you did feel like a little more push through your hands, lift the chest up and try push through your feet, shifting your shoulders on top of your wrists. Squeeze your glutes. So wherever you are, you're in an inversion, head below the heart might be bigger, might be smaller. If you're in your wheel, you might like to notice what's behind you again. One more breath. And then just bending your elbows, coming down. And just taking a moment here, maybe with the feet wide, knees knocking together in constructive rest. Especially if you tried your wheel pose. And the final pose that we'll do for our practice is another inversion, although this one's a little bit more cooling, a little slower. I'll cue us into shoulder stand, but a good place to land if you're not quite feeling like you want to try that is just lifting your feet up. It can feel really nice to have it bolster underneath your hips here. If you did feel like a little more, you'll bring your hands by your sides, push into your hands, lift the hips up, tuck your elbows in, and then bring your hands towards the back of the hips. It might be more zigzagged, which takes some load out of the shoulders and the neck. If you did feel like a little more, you could try lengthen the legs, lengthen the spine. So you're making one long line from your toes down to your head. Option here for halasana, taking the feet up and over the head. Try to keep your hips high. They might touch down on the ground, they might dangle. And just make sure that this feels okay for the neck. If there's any really sharp, quite painful sensations, it's an indication you've gone too fast, so back out a little. Again, head is below the heart here, just in a slightly different way. When you're ready, let's slowly roll down. If there are any final movements that you'd like to finish your practice with, then feel free to find them now. Otherwise, if you're ready to rest in Shavasana or of any other restful posture, then we'll find that now. Closing the eyes down, slowing our breath. Just starting to take a deeper breath. And when you're ready, just making your way up into a seat. Take this nice and slow. Sitting up nice and tall. Feeling into the effects of being upside down, even though it was a little shorter today. Just getting upside down for 30 seconds, a minute, can really shift energy around. Let's take a breath in through the nose, sigh out of the mouth, let it go. Thank you, my friends. I hope you enjoyed today's practice. Remember, if you did want to try the full length version, we have it down in our Patreon. This is where we go into wheel, forearm wheel in a little bit more depth. We have a chance to practice our headstand, and we've got a really like juicy slow sequence with the bolster as well. Oh my gosh, it feels so good. But otherwise, I will see you again sometime soon. Thank you so much for being here.